Hello Taurus, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. If Taurus is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there's anything you'd like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I'm merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Taurus, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. 10 of Discs. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You're really in for it. This is going to be 10 of Cups too. Can you believe that? 10 of Discs and the 10 of Cups. This is going to be a situation where everything you want is going to be coming to you. We've got to be able to handle it, right? This is a lot. A lot is going on. You have to be strong. You have to be balanced. You have to be smart. That's what we see right here. Can you handle success, I think, is really well, we got these sixes too. We got 2 10s. We've got the 2 6s there. We've got a lot of major arcana. This is really something else. I wish I had this reading for me. Now, we're going to do a mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. We're going to use the Smith-Waite Tarot. And we're going to set this card over here. We'll put the frog on top. The alien is taking a nap today. And we're not going to look at this card until the very end. And hopefully that'll tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we need. Probably will be another 10. Anyway, so we've got major, major, major. We've got the earth, the fire, the water, and a little bit of air. A little more fire. It's pretty balanced. It really is. This is really nice. A balance of elements. So I think everything is in alignment. There's nothing that's too excessive. There's nothing that might be lacking in the situation. But all of this really, really good energy is coming your way. 10 of Cups, 10 of Discs. The only real issue is, what are you going to do with all of this success? What are you going to do with all of this really wonderful satisfaction, this loving water energy? Are you going to let it go to your head? Are you going to stay balanced? Are you going to use it for good things, to make progress? I think you're trying to expand your life, expand your environment. But let's start at the beginning. It's just so good. I don't know even what I could say about it. 10 of Pentacles. You're someone that has worked very hard, and you have a strong work ethic. You don't give up. You don't quit. You are responsible. Sure, you got your moments of being a little wild, but you're a responsible person. You take care of what you're supposed to take care of. And it's paying off. I think that what's going on is you're starting to see the benefits of all of the work that you've been doing. Right? You maybe have always kind of kept a budget. You've been kind of balanced. You try not to overspend. You don't deny yourself things, but you try to stay kind of in the middle road. And it's starting to really pay off now. And it's like, now that the results are coming in, now that the success is coming in, it's going to come in faster and faster and faster. It just kind of compounds, It's exponential growth. So this is a state that's, I think, in your very near future, where all of the success is going to start multiplying. So it's like your money's working for you now. Your money is just sitting there making more money, And it's not necessarily financial. The pentacles cover everything, right? It's, financial kind of superficially. So yeah, it is your money, your finances. But this is about what you're building. This is about the kind of life that you want, right? What if you If somebody asked you to paint a picture of your perfect life, right? 5 years, 10 years, however long, right? I mean, we want it now, right? What does your perfect life look like? If I asked you, what is a wealthy person? What kind of picture would you draw? Is it someone that just has a lot of money and a lot of nice things? Yeah. Is it someone that has a lot of love around them? A lot of people that care about them? Yeah, that's a wealthy person. Is it someone that has the intellectual curiosity, that likes to learn and grow and just wants to experience things? Yeah, that's a wealthy person. Is it someone that has a relationship with their God, goddess, deity, with their soul, with the higher powers, divinity? Yeah, that's a wealthy person too. So this card is all of that, okay? This card is all of those things. And it's really up to you. This card right now is saying, look, you're going to be a wealthy person. But what does that mean to you? Right? And this card is saying that you're going to attain that. Right? So I'm not here to tell you, oh, you're going to get, a bunch of money in a few days. You might. Yeah. If that's what you consider to be a wealthy person, and probably it's all of these things. You need the financial stability, right? You want the financial wealth. You want your health, right? A wealthy person, that's somebody that has their health. You want that. You want the emotional wealth. You want the intellectual wealth too, and the spiritual wealth. So this card is saying that all of that is coming to you, right? And got the Ten of Cups. I think the emphasis is going to be on the emotional satisfaction. You're going to feel like there's a lot of love around you. You're going to feel like you've accomplished pretty much everything that you've wanted to in life. Every goal that you had, every striving that you had, I think you're achieving. And that leads to a profound state of satisfaction, fulfillment, right? You have found your purpose, and I think that you have all but completed those things, almost 100%. Now, if there's one thing that I could say about, kind of the shadowy aspect of these, is that these are states. These are static pictures. It's like you painted a picture of what this would look like. So we need movement, right? If you have everything you need, then what are you going to do, right? What's next? You just sit and enjoy it, yes, but how long would that last? Well, I mean, could last a while. But we need movement. We need to continue working. We're like sharks. If we stop swimming, that's it. We've got to keep going. So what we see around us is a lot of good fire energy. The fire energy, interestingly, kind of goes in a diagonal here. It takes us from what's really deep within us all the way to the projected future outcome up here at the end of the path of the serpent. It's a diagonal shot, right? So in some sense, we can skip over the rest of this and we can just look at this fire energy. And this is kind of what you're doing. This is maybe what you have, what you're building. This is what's around you, but this is you. Straight shot to the Six of Wands. Okay. Now the Six of Wands, I know we're kind of starting at the end a little bit, but the Six of Wands is, it's your energy and creativity and confidence. It's your will, your fire, being put out into the world, being expressed. And it's like a candle, right? And you're that candle, and you're going around lighting other candles until you have a lot of candles. Okay, a group of candles. What is a group of candles called? I don't know. So you're influencing and inspiring others, right? And if your candle kind of starts to get a little bit dim or maybe starts going out, those candles are right there with you to help brighten you up too, to get your spark, get your fire going again, right? So it's a community, really, a community of of spiritual beings. And that, I think, is where we're headed. All right? So all of this wealth and satisfaction that you have now, we need to continue moving forward. 5 of Wands. This is us struggling against complacency, struggling against contentment, really. Right? You want some peace of mind. We all want to be content, right? But that could turn into complacency. That could turn into idleness, indulgence. So we have to fight against that. We have to continue. It's almost like you're going to the gym every day, but you're just lifting the same amount of weight. So it's easy. It's not doing anything, right? This is us pushing. This is us stepping into the uncomfortable, fighting against our own kind of, it feels good to just lift kind of the empty bar. But this is saying, hey, let's put on a little bit more weight. Let's increase the resistance a little bit so that we have something to work toward, so that we're still progressing. Okay? And this is you figuring out what's coming tomorrow. We have yesterday, Art or Temperance card. You've had a strategy. This is wise investing. Okay? This is you with the work ethic. You're not overspending. You're trying to save. It's a balance. It's a middle road. You're staying in the center of the lane. This is a strategy. Maybe it was an investment strategy. Maybe you've made some progress on the stock market or something like that. Maybe this was you contributing to the retirement account your whole life, and now it's yours. Now you can enjoy it, right? This is a lot of self-restraint here. This is a lot of knowing that staying kind of moderate now is going to make things a lot easier later, okay? So that was yesterday, and now today, you have this. This is coming. And then tomorrow, now it's not literally yesterday and tomorrow. In the future, we have to keep pushing forward. We have to figure out what we're going to do. We have to mobilize our resources now. Right? We're not just going to sit on all this stuff. We've got to mobilize it. Okay? So we've got to do the work. We've got to reach out in whatever direction, whatever has meaning for you. And I got some ideas when we get to the path of the serpent, but first let's continue with the fire. Princess of Wands. Now this is what is really I think kind of central to who you are. This is the way you've probably always been. And this is someone that has always been creative. You've always liked to challenge yourself. This is like someone that goes to the gym for the first time. I know I'm using a lot of exercise analogy. I'm trying to psych myself out so I can get to the gym. This is someone who walks into the gym for the first time and is just running to every weight, every machine, right? Running to all the free weights, doesn't really know what they're doing, and is just lifting and just running around the gym like crazy, like a mad person, right? It's that unbridled enthusiasm. This is pure, raw energy, right? That sometimes is dancing with danger, sometimes kind of tiptoeing around the tiger, not even tiptoeing, tap dancing. Tap dancing around the tiger. And this is your spirit of adventure, kind of, you know? This is you wanting to do things, wanting to make these connections, to push yourself, challenge yourself, to establish this community, maybe a literal community, but you know what I mean. To be a light for others, to be an inspiration to others, to be inspired by others, you know. And so this is kind of contrasted. You've had this, but you've had the Art or Temperance card. You've had this self-restraint. You've had this idea of, okay, I need to balance. I need to be moderate. I can't just completely let myself go, because then, you know, this is in the moment, right? This is an energy that will burn through the candle in seconds, right? This is a really short fuse, and this is completely unbridled. There's no restraint here. So we needed this art or temperance card. This is who you are essentially, but this is how you've balanced yourself and made progress. By being a little bit conservative, a little bit restrained, strategic. You know, all the while inside you've got this boiling fire. You want to get out and do and push and have fun and just, go wild. But we have this Mercury influence as well. This is at the top of the path. This is the intelligence. This is the wisdom of what you're doing and how you're doing it. This, I think, has always been a very important factor in your life too, this connection with spirit. Maybe even like a psychic connection. I feel like you have this intuition, but it's not like just kind of a gut feeling or like a strange, like I just kind of know. This is like you see in pictures and words, and you can write it down. Like it's very clear, very precise, right? Influence. And I think that this is a very detailed, a very precise, very specific kind of ability that you have. We all know like empaths and intuitive people that just kind of get a feeling of what things are, and we got to trust their feeling because they're usually right. But you're someone who can just you're like a medium, you're like a channel, and you can just write it all out. Very detailed, very specific, But I think you've always had that kind of a connection. And it may or may not be something that's active in you now. You may or may not be, practicing it. But I feel like you have an intense connection with spirit, with your own soul, this psychic realm, or whatever we want to call it. So I think it's always kind of been your guide. And this was a very organized, very intelligent way, very wise way to approach your life. And I think that you always try to tap into that, even maybe if it's unconscious, but you always end up tapping into that, and it's kind of been the influence over your life and really it's the reason why we have all of this great success now, because you've kind of known. This is like you being able to predict the stock market, right? That's what I'm trying to say. This is you just kind of knowing the lottery numbers. But the Mercury influence is a very concentrated energy, right? It is kind of that willpower, it's that ability to focus on things to the exclusion of everything else if you choose. Now, the thing with Mercury, the compound or the element, as well as kind of philosophic Mercury, or the Hermes energy, the magician energy, is that it will concentrate on whatever you put in front of it, right? So we have to be very careful how to use that. And that's kind of the irony of Mercury. It has intense powers of concentration. It is magic. It can manifest anything. We have to kind of know what we're doing, right? We have to know how to direct that energy. And you've done it. You've figured it out, okay? And now let's move to the path of the serpent, because I feel we've got this fire energy. We kind of know that we're looking to do more, to maybe do new things, to really follow this passion, perhaps. Maybe this is what you've kind of always wanted to do. You've wanted to be a light. You wanted to be an inspiration to others and be inspired by others. You wanted to unleash your creativity. So now we're kind of cutting this diagonal path through all of this other reality, okay? The first thing that we encounter, though, that is maybe a challenge, and this is the Seven of Swords. This is perhaps a problem with the Princess of Wands. They're both at the bottom. That kind of shows a little bit of a connection. This is the inability to really focus, to really narrow, not to narrow down, not to focus, to choose. Okay? Because we know how potent our fire energy is and this Mercury energy. We have the ability to laser focus, but we need to figure out where to direct that laser, you know? So the first thing that we need to do is pick a path and stick to it. Okay? Because once you pick the path, then all of the other distractions, you're not even going to notice them. You have that laser focus, that magician Mercury energy. But we have to pick a direction first, okay? And that's difficult to do when you see so many possibilities in your environment. This is the World or Universe card. It's in the position of your environment, right? Your relationship with the environment. Okay? So it's kind of like the entire world is opened up to you now. And that sounds great, but it's also a little daunting because now it's hard to really pick a point on the map. It's hard to read our compass. You know, there's so many things that we could do. How do we choose? How do we narrow it down? Okay. And that's the work, I think, for you right now. So with the World or Universe card, I also feel like we're trying to expand our environment. We're trying to act cosmically. I was going to say globally, but it's even beyond that. It's cosmically. We're trying to, in whatever small, humble way we can, be part of the whole, be part of the universe, right? Contribute. What is it that we're contributing? Well, I think you have a lot to contribute, and I think that's part of the problem here is that we need to narrow our focus. We need to give some very clear instructions to our mental abilities to focus and concentrate. And it is through this Mercury energy that we will get this clarity, you know. So it's kind of a paradox, and that's the Mercury energy. We need to ask Mercury what the answer is, but then Mercury also needs us to tell it the answer, right? It's a paradox. So we use our mind to get the answers, and then we direct our mind with that answer. But anyway, World or Universe card. I think you're really thinking in terms of, you know, how you can be of service, how you can contribute, right? We want to expand our consciousness. We want to expand our environment. I think you're trying to get out there. You're trying to reach as many people as you can, you know. I think you have this perspective now of expanding. It's a perspective where you can, it's kind of an empathy, I guess, right? You're able to assume others' points of view. And I think that really allows you to connect with people. And this talks directly to this Six of Wands that we're after at the end. That is really connecting with that fire energy, that spirit, that flame, that spark. I don't like to call it a spark, really. That divinity that's in everyone. You know, I think you really have a love for the universe, for the world, for people, right? Anyway, the clarity that we need, Six of Swords, it's here in the position of what we're kind of worried about, fears, worries, concerns. I think that we're just concerned that we're not going to have that clear plan, that we've entered into this fire energy. Now that we have these resources, now that we've come into this success, now we're kind of a little bit concerned that it's going to be haphazard, that we don't have a plan, that we're just going to be fire energy and there's going to be no structure to it. There's going to be no system. Okay. But what we know with this Mercury energy and this Seven of Swords is that we need to establish a system. We need to get a plan going. We still have to have strategy and structure and moderation with this new endeavor that we're on. We can't just be a wildfire, right? It has to be controlled. So I don't think that this is really something to worry about. I think this is what we need, right? This is the position, too, of what we need. It's not always what we want, but we need it. Maybe we don't want a plan. Maybe we want to just be a wildfire, right? But we need it. We need structure. We need organization. We need direction, and we need a plan. It has to be an organized thing. Because what we're after is this. This is the controlled burn. This isn't a wildfire. This is the fire that can light other fires and other hearths, in other hearts, in other fireplaces, This is a candle that can go around lighting other candles. It's not a candle that sets fire to anything, to the world, to the drapes. It's a beneficial, a loving fire. This is how you're connecting with people around you, locally and I think cosmically. Okay? You're inspiring others to light their fire, and then they take their candle, they light someone else's fire. So you're creating a network of souls here. So I don't know what exactly you're going to do or how you're going to do it, but I can get a good feeling about how it's going to feel, how it's going to be happening. And I really like that. Let's look at the mystery card now. What do you say? I think we've addressed all of the energies that are here, so what else do we need to know? I said at the beginning this is going to be a 10 of something. I don't necessarily feel that now. I kind of feel like it's going to be more fire energy. Let's see. No, 4 of Cups. 4 of Cups. This is interesting to me because we have this 10 of Cups, and I wonder, because this is the only water that we have, right? We only had this 10 of Cups, and this is really getting everything that you want. And this is you kind of getting bored with it, right? This is you already having cups. The universe trying to give you another cup. You say, I already have cups. I don't need another one. So this is you have so much of what you wanted, what you need. You've had so much of this water energy that now it doesn't appeal to you. You don't want it anymore. This is why we need the fire. This is why you need a new project, a new interest, a new passion. Okay? So that we don't get bored, we don't get complacent, we don't get too content, we don't get too comfortable. Right? So I think that needs the emphasis, because I think with all this success, eventually that novelty will wear off and you'll find yourself in a 4 of Cups position. So we need to invoke this fire energy. We need to find our next adventure before we get to the 4 of Cups, before this 10 of Cups, this greatness kind of dwindles down and it just seems kind of boring and meh. Right? So we need to get started on this fire energy and get things organized so that we can pursue it. The first thing is to find out, is to really, to feel that fire, to remember that this Princess of Wands down here, and, start to narrow in on a direction, get things organized, and start moving in this diagonal direction, right? It's diagonal because it's not just physical, it's not just spiritual, it's crisscrossing them both. It's a spiritual, physical thing. It's really, this is like, it's almost like that idea, like I can't wait to retire because then I really get to do what I want. Then I really get to fulfill myself and live my life. It's the conjunction of the spiritual and the physical, but in motion. So it's the 5 of Wands. It's not a 4. It's not the center of this cross here. It's the movement of that cross. Right? Anyway, We're going to do an extended. If you would like to stick around for that, Taurus, just click up here. It'll give you access to every extended reading, not just Taurus, but for every sign. Okay. Thank you so much for taking this journey with me. It really is my pleasure and my honor to read for you. And I'll see you again very soon.